Hey everyone, welcome to Movie Herd. Today we're talking about The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. It is the second movie of a 3-movie trilogy, which we'll be talking about The Return of the King in the next video, so stay tuned for that.
Extended version.
Extended version, as always.
Yes. Alright, so right off the bat, I got Boromir on my mind. And the reason why I have Boromir on my mind is because Two Towers made Boromir into more of a hero.
In the extended,
In the extended version, yes.
If you haven't seen the extended, you're not going to understand what we're talking about right now. Go watch it.
I feel like a lot of people have misinterpreted this character. They think he's such a scumbag. He's a bad guy trying to take the ring from Frodo. But really, his motives are more pure than you realize.
Yeah.
In Two Towers, it explains that his dad was putting a lot of pressure on him because he's his favorite from his dad.
His dad's a turd.
Yeah. In a way, I think his dad is more evil than probably the most evil thing in Lord of the Rings. That's saying a lot.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first watched The Fellowship of the Ring, Boromir was my least favorite character of the Fellowship.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I understand now is that he is a part of the Fellowship. Mm-hmm. Like when you say the Fellowship, he is part of it. And then in the Two Towers, you finally understand.
Wrong poster. Yeah. He's a part of the Fellowship. He's right there.
In the Two Towers, you finally understand why. You get to see the human side of him, the brotherly side of him with Faramir. Mm-hmm. You get to see how much he wants to be a good son, but at the same time, he wants to be a good person. He wants to be a good role model. He wants to be a good brother.
Mm-hmm. He wants to do the best for his kingdom. And his dad twists it in a way to saying the best thing for this kingdom is that ring. Go get it. Yeah. Bring it here. Bring me back this mighty gift. Yeah. And he does. He wants to do it. And he's that's why. It's just he's on a quest for his dad, trying to make his dad proud.
Yeah. In a way, I mean, him and his dad do have some characteristics that are similar. Mm-hmm. But his dad is just a giant jerk, and Boromir's just trying to be a good guy.
Yeah.
Like he's just trying to look out for his the kingdom in which he lives in, his people, his he's just trying to look out for the people he loves.
And the crazy thing is, and you brought this up in one of our discussions of Lord of the Rings, is that he immediately feels bad for what he tried to do to Frodo. He tried to get the ring, and he's like, "Oh, you'll take him, you'll beg for death before the end," type of thing. And then immediately he's like, he realized what he did, and he feels sorrow, and he just wants to be forgiven. Like as soon as he did that, he realized what he did.
The best
takes
people,
a lot.
The best people in this world are the people who, when they do something wrong, they immediately understand that they did something wrong, and then they try to make it right. Mm-hmm. That's what makes a good person. If they do something wrong, it's not necessarily like they never do anything wrong. Nobody can ever not do anything wrong. Mm-hmm. Like everybody messes up sometimes, but they do something about it immediately and try and fix it so that they make it better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great acting on Sean Bean's part, where he goes from hysterical, angry to sorrow in the split of seconds.
Yeah, it must have not been easy.
Like the leaves were in his hair, and you just remember that's like one of those scenes that gets burned into your mind of him.
He looks like a mess.
Yeah, and then he makes up for it by going and defending Merry and Pippin, which is another epic moment. Him getting shot by 3 arrows. Such a sad moment. Yeah. And epic at the same time.
Oh my gosh, it's probably now one of my favorite parts of there's so many good parts in the Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah.
But it's one of my favorite parts, and we get now since we've had that moment and we're in the Two Towers, and we get to look back on that in a new light with the new information that's been given to us about Boromir.
Oh yeah. And it's all we thank the Two Towers Extended Edition for making him into a hero. Yeah. Making him into what he really was.
Yeah. I think of the three, the Two Towers is probably one of the slower ones, but there's so much in it. There's so much content in it that is just improves the rest of the movie from that point forward, and the movies which you've watched before.
Fellowship, I've always liked better a little bit, and it's a big thing is because the Fellowship are together, and they're all hanging out together, and they're going on this quest, and I love that family feel at the end. And then when they get torn apart and then thrown into Two Towers, the cool thing is they're still the Fellowship.
They are.
Aragorn talks about it towards the end, where Gimli's like, crap, like it's all been in vain, Fellowship is over. And Aragorn's like, no, not if we hold true to each other. Yeah. And It's true. The rest of the movie, the whole movie, they're all separated, but they're still the Fellowship, and that's awesome. You know, it's about bros helping bros out.
They don't just lose it and go their own ways once it's all broken up. Now they keep fighting for the same thing because they all realize how important it is.
Yeah.
And one thing I think is really cool is that when we first meet Faramir, he's not like our favorite person. he's captured Sam and Frodo basically, and later then he captures Sméagol, but he's kind of holding them captive, and he's gonna take Frodo and Sam to his father. And then as we kind of go through the movie continuously, he's then realized what Boromir realized is like he's done the same thing.
Oh,
he did the same thing.
For his dad.
It was a little
again,
bit
for this evil man.
It was a bit longer of a process with Faramir, but that doesn't make him any less of a person or a good person. But he does the same thing. He eventually realizes, no, this ring has to be destroyed. Frodo has to go.
Faramir did what Boromir couldn't.
Yeah.
And learned from Boromir's mistake, and was able to be, in the end, the better brother. Yeah. I mean, Boromir is awesome. We don't want to.
No, he's amazing.
Yeah, but Faramir ended up being the one. And sometimes it's the younger ones. I mean, it's kind of like that with life, where the young brother learns from the older brother's mistakes and becomes, a better person than
I think that
the older
happens
brother.
a lot, actually, just regular in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about Boromir and about Faramir, and there's a lot of great characters in this movie, and especially with the extended edition. There's so much more content in it that it just enhances it. I know that you have actually read the books.
Oh yeah, okay.
Now,
yeah.
I haven't read the books. I've only read the movies. I'm a little bit of afraid to read the books, to tell you the truth, because I'm kind of worried that, not that I'll like the books better, but that I don't know. I just don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to
change your image.
Yeah, I don't want to taint the movies because I love them so much. What do you think?
Oh, I think so. This is very controversial to say, but I think they make better movies than they do books, and it's because the books are very descriptive, and there'll be 1 or 2 pages of explaining a character or how he looks, and it only takes 1 second of footage from the film to explain those 2-3 pages away.
Yeah.
And it's a very visual book. Tolkien's a very visual author, and so it just needs the pictures, it needs the movies. So it's like a picture's worth 1,000 words, a movie's worth 1 billion words, infinity words.
Yeah, I don't think you can put a number on a movie.
Yeah, you can't.
Especially these movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I know there's a lot of people that probably like the books better, and it's because they read it before they saw the movie probably, and they have their own vision and their own way of how they think the characters looked. And maybe that's part of it, is that I read the books after the movies, and so I had the movies in my head. I had Viggo Mortensen, Sean Bean, Ian McKellen, visualizing, hearing their voices in the book, and it just made it, it was an awesome experience. And Peter Jackson's vision, I really enjoyed, and I don't think I could come up with anything better. That's why I was like, okay, Peter, take the wheel. You got this.
I think that's one of the reasons why most books are better than the movies, is because usually there's more content in the books, which is probably true in this case. I don't know if that's exactly true, but like with the movies in this case, there is still so much content in the movies, and it's so close. What you've told me is so close to being like what it is in the books that you just can't go wrong. I think in most cases, you can go wrong really easily, because most people try to shorten the story into like an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours, but they gave Lord of the Rings the time that I think it needed.
There's some things that they skip, like Tom Bombadil. Tom Bombadil to me felt like more of a Hobbit, like a character that would be in the Hobbit more, and so I know why they took him out, is because it was like there's a tone they were going for, and Tom Bombadil didn't really fit the tone. It just guy with like yellow boots, and he's big, and
that's weird.
And yeah, so and then another thing is they took out the there was like one last little battle that the hobbits had at the very end of Return the King against Sharky, who is actually Saruman in disguise, and they took that out, which I think they should do.
That was a little weird.
Yeah, it's almost like they need to make that into an hour and a half, 2 hour movie in itself. That would be cool. Peter Jackson should have just had the separate thing of that.
Yeah. I can't think of really anything bad about these movies other than maybe a few continuity issues. But like, what movie doesn't have continuity issues? And these ones are so small you don't even notice them. I think it's probably I love these movies.
Oh yeah,
They're so good.
and we're wondering, like, what do you guys like better, the books or the movies? Put a comment down below. Give us a like if you like this video, and I think that's
all we have to say about this movie.
That's all we got to say. Yeah.
See you guys.